Today we have one more expert, and you must be knowing him. He is from Ireland, and he will be delivering a speech on international study and work option in Europe. He is from Technological University Dublin, and his name is Professor Dr. Ralph Bawarch from Ireland. So, sir, thank you very much for coming here. So, before that, I'd like to felicitate you. And after this felicitation, we'll start and we'll listen from him as well. So, thank you. So it's an honor and privilege to have you with us, Dr. Ralph. Over to you. Thank you.
Might use this one. Can you all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. How are you today?
Good, sir.
Come on, you can do better than that. How are you today?
Good, sir.
Excellent. Thank you. Okay, folks, so what we're going to do today is just as my learned colleague just before me, I'm going to give you a brief introduction about Technological University Dublin in Ireland. But also what I want to do today is, which I think is also going to be of some use to you, is to talk about, why you will want to study abroad in the first instance. Right? It's easy to tell you a lot about how wonderful TU Dublin is, but why would you want to go there in the first place? Why do you want to go abroad? Why do you want to go to Europe? Why do you want to go to Ireland? Okay, so we're trying to explore some of these issues today, if that's okay with you. And of course, please do ask any questions if you have any questions, okay? I'm only another human being standing up here in front of you, so don't feel shy. You can ask any questions you like. There's no such thing as a silly question. Okay? Alright, let's go. So, as I said, I'm going to give you a brief introduction about TU Dublin. We also want to explore together, very briefly, I suppose, why would you want to go abroad? What are the kind of things you have to watch out for? What are the pitfalls? And all of that. Okay? So, very briefly, in Technological University Dublin, TU Dublin, short, the areas that I look after, I'm head of hospitality discipline. I look after all of the hospitality programs. In our school we offer hospitality, tourism, leisure and sports, and event management. In our sister school in culinary arts, they offer culinary arts, obviously, bake and pastry management, but also bar and restaurant management, and also food development. So lots of areas that are related to what you guys are studying. Just a quick hands up. Who's in hospitality? Hands up. Who's studying hospitality? All of you? Who's studying culinary arts? Nobody from culinary arts here today. They must be all busy cooking today, alright? Okay, very good. Okay, so let's move on. So our university just moved to a brand spanking new campus during COVID, actually, in 2021. So we just moved in, so all of the facilities are brand new, very new. I'm not sure if you can see in the pictures, it's a brand new site right in the city centre of Dublin, 15 minutes walk right into the city centre. So it's a huge investment by the Irish government. They invested 500 million euros, so multiply that by 100 and then you get the figure in Indian rupees. So you can tell it's a huge figure, an investment and trust by the Irish government in our university. There's some other nice pictures of new buildings that we just established, so students seem to be very happy with those. So anyhow, just a little bit more about our university itself. TU Dublin is an institution, actually goes back to 1800, to the late 19th century, 1887, when they first started out with a college of printing. At that time there was also a college of commerce, a college of marketing, a college of engineering, and all of that. In 1992 the Irish government decided to put all of those together to form an institution called Dublin Institute of Technology. And then in 2019, we merged with two other institutions in Dublin to become Technological University Dublin, and we were the first technological university in Ireland to be set up, okay? So now we have over 20,000 students. For Ireland, it's quite large, so we're the largest university in Ireland. Ireland, as you may know, is only a very small country. And in total, there's only 5.2 million people in Ireland, so it's quite small, right? So our institution is based in the capital, which has 1.2 million people. So again, quite small if you compare that to Indian standards, right? But so you can tell already in Ireland, you know, the study atmosphere, working atmosphere is very comfortable, very homely, very personal. Everybody seems to know each other because it's quite a very small country. In the university itself, we have over 100 different programs on offer. Of the 20,000 students, about 1,000 students are international students from everywhere really. It's quite mixed. There is no particular nationality that takes over, so it's a very sort of multicultural environment to be studying in. Okay, moving on. In the university we have 5 different faculties. You can study pretty much anything you would like to study, except medicine. We don't do medicine. And of course, hopefully you'll be most interested in hospitality and tourism, which is what we offer. Okay, our own school has been established, or have been established in 1941. So it's the first of its kind in Ireland, in the entire island, and still it's the biggest of its kind. So we have 1,400 students. I also, as I always say, I have 400 children in China. I look after a BSc in event management in the university in China, and all of those 400 students will get our degrees when they're done. So normally I travel to China maybe 6-7 times a year to look after my students there. So we're quite international as well, so we're quite used to dealing with international students. Of those 1,400 students, 50 of those will be on our 3 master's programs, which will be of most interest to you in either events management, tourism management, or hospitality management. And it doesn't really matter what you've studied previously, you can choose any of those. And they're just 1 year long, so the study start in September, finish in September, or we start in January and finish in January. Okay, so it's just 1 year duration. Very quick, but very busy. Okay, so just moving on. Oh yeah, just very briefly mentioning, we are also a member of the Hotel Schools of Distinction. So that's a very exclusive club of hotel schools in the world, and we're an accredited member of that association as well. Okay, as you might expect, we have lots of industry links. We're, by the virtue of being based in Dublin city centre, we deal with lots and lots of employers within the Dublin city centre and also abroad. A lot of our students go on placements abroad. They love to go to America and Europe and other places like that. Okay, also we have lots of institutional links, and you can see obviously we're also glad to have Guru Nanak Institute of Hotel Management as one of our partners as well. But really, I'm just going to jump on in the interest of time. Actually, if you do want to connect with me, there's a little QR code. We're going to send you a presentation as well. You can click on the QR code, it brings you to my contact details. If you have any queries about programs, you know, how to study in Ireland and like that, connect with me. Also look me up on LinkedIn. Happy to talk to all of you. Okay? So just to jump on to the next topic is, why do you want to go abroad? Yeah? Why do you think it's useful to go abroad? Why? Why do you think it's useful to go abroad? Well, I think going abroad will change your perspective on life. Yeah? You can improve your language skills. But not just that, you will change as a person. I remember, I'm originally from Germany, right? So I've been living in Ireland for 30 years, you may not think so, but at the was born in Germany, right? And when I moved to Ireland initially, I said to myself, from now on, I'm only going to think and speak in English, even though my English was terrible. And that's the only way to immerse myself in the culture and the language. And that's the only way to learn. And that's how you get most of the experience, right? In my experience, and this is only my second time in India, but I've been dealing with many Indian students over the last 20 years of my educational career. Indian students are like magnets. Yes? You see another Indian student and you're instantly attracted to them, no matter what they look like. Okay? True? Yes? But you know what? Chinese students are exactly the same, so the Indians are alone on that. Okay? But the thing is, if you do that, you're not going to get most of your experience abroad, right? Okay? What you want to do is you want to search out people that are not from your country, that do not speak your language. Okay? That's how you're going to get most out of it. Okay? And that's how you're going to grow as an individual also. Right? Okay. Also, if you go and live and study abroad, you will also increase your earning potential in the future. Yeah? By studying abroad, by getting a degree abroad, by working abroad, you will be able to earn so much money than you would be if you remained here. That's a fact. Yeah? Okay? I mean, education itself is an accelerator in terms of your future earnings. But going abroad to study is even more so. Okay? Right? So it's hugely valuable to go abroad. Where would you want to go? Okay? There's many different considerations. Where do you want to be? Well, if you want to be in the European Union, you cannot go to the UK. I'm sorry, because they left the European Union. Okay? So that could be one consideration. Okay? And the USA is not a particularly safe place. Yeah? Nor are some places in Africa, for instance, right? So Europe in general is a very safe place to go to. But is that just one of your considerations? Another consideration could be, what is it that you want to learn? Do you want to learn another language? Would you like to learn French? Well, if you want to learn French, in Europe there isn't that many countries that you could go to. You could go to France and also parts of Switzerland, right? But that's about it, okay? But if that's what you want to do, or you want to learn German, then you can go to Germany, obviously, right? Or to Austria. Okay? So those kind of criteria will also determine where you're going to go. But obviously your finances will also play a big part in that, because different countries have different fees and all of that as well, and different costs of living. All of those considerations you have to be aware of. Okay? Now, let's just jump on, if I may. Okay. How do you choose? Research, research, research. Okay? Nobody's going to do it for you. You cannot blame anybody. I had a student say to me, but my agent told me that this and that was the case. Is your agent your parent? No. Is your agent the person that has your best interests at heart? No, they do not. Okay? So, unless you do the research yourself, things can go awfully wrong. Okay? In agents, get paid commission by our universities, no matter where you're from, yeah? Okay? So their main interest is that they maximize the return on their investment, okay? So they're going to send you to the institution that gets them the most of the commission that they can get, okay? Right. So, what else you look at? You need to look at cost of housing, the cost of the courses that you might study, okay? Also, how easy is it to get a visa, okay? And as my colleague mentioned before me, how long can you stay once you've graduated? In Ireland, it's the same. You can stay for 2 years upon graduation, yeah? Okay? It's easy to get it's easy to get a study visa. Once you have an offer, once you pay your fees, you get a registration letter from the university, you can apply for your visa. No problem. let's continue. Fantastic. Okay, folks. So let me just spend a few minutes on Europe itself. Okay, Europe as a destination. Of course, Ireland is part of Europe. The advantages are, of course, being in Europe, that you can travel across Europe. Yes? Because once you're permitted to stay, it's easy then to travel to other European countries, which, again, will broaden your horizon. Yeah? Will help you grow as an individual. We have a common currency in Europe called the euro. Okay? Again, it makes it much easier to travel. Yeah? Also, in Europe we have a common educational system. Any credits in education that you gain in one European country can be transferred to another European country. So it's all very transferable in terms of the skills that you acquire. Also, in Europe, pretty much anybody that you meet speaks English very well. It's very easy to travel there, very good public transport. Okay? In Ireland specifically, Ireland continuously is being voted the second most livable country in the world, after Denmark. I've been to Denmark, and I must say I prefer Ireland, but nevertheless, that's for another day, right? But also in Ireland, you know, as I said, I'm not from Ireland originally. Ireland is a very welcoming country. People are super friendly and very relaxed, and it's very easy to do business. What you also find in Ireland, maybe because of that, Ireland is also home to a lot of the Fortune 500 headquarters for Europe, Middle East and Africa. A lot of them are centered in around Ireland, Dublin, which makes it very easy to find jobs. Yeah? Okay? Now, moving on. Just very briefly, some feedback on tourism. We need you folks. Our industry needs you. There is a huge lack of staff in the hospitality and tourism sector. About 60% of staff left during COVID. Only 40 of them came back. You can do the maths, so we're still missing 20% of those, okay? So, if you want to work and live in Ireland, there is more than plenty of opportunities to get wonderful jobs in either tourism or hospitality setting, and hotels, restaurants, and the like. Yeah? As I always tell my own students in Dublin, now is the ideal time for you. You can choose what it is you want to do, where you want to be, and how much you want to get paid. Because hospitality businesses pretty much give you anything you want right now to get you. Okay? So it's a great time to travel abroad, to study abroad, and take up these opportunities. We mentioned graduate visas before. The graduate visa is very useful because once you get a graduate visa after 1 year's master study, you can stay for 2 years. You can change employers as many times as you like. But if you find an employer that you like you, and if they sponsor you, you can get a work contract, and as long as you then have a work contract with a particular employer, you can stay on. Okay? So, and as I said, there's lots and lots and lots of opportunities. Just to give you a quick idea of costings, okay? So, the typical program in Ireland, like our undergraduate program and master's program, they cost 13,500 euros, which is, I think, 1.2 million Indian rupees. Okay, no?
For the entire year? For the year?
13,500 per year. Yeah. So the living expenses then would be 120,000 per month. Yeah? That's for Dublin. Dublin, like many other big cities, accommodation is sometimes difficult to get, but often students share accommodation and therefore they can reduce that cost a little bit. Okay? Now, what is it that you need? Once you apply to our institution, and you pay your fees, you pay 50%, you get a letter of registration, you take that, go to the Irish Embassy, they issue a visa, you start looking for accommodation. Once you arrive in Ireland, all you have to do is obviously get health insurance as well, which is very cheap for students. And then you register with the authorities, with the immigration authorities. Again, you make an appointment, very smooth process. Yeah? And all you need to apply, you need a copy of your passport, your transcripts, motivation letter. Yeah? That's all you need really. And for you guys, if you intend to go and study, we can give you an offer even before you're finished. How that works is you apply, you might be in your final year of your studies, you can apply now. If you meet all the other criteria, yeah, for instance the English requirement is 6.5 IELTS, yeah. If you meet all the other criteria, we can give you a conditional offer, yeah. And then in June, when you pass your degree, you go to your vice principal, he gives you a letter to say that you've passed everything. Send it in to us and we convert the conditional offer into a full offer. It makes it very, very easy for you guys. Okay? Right? So I've already explained this, just jumping ahead. So as I mentioned, there's lots and lots and lots of jobs in Ireland, so very easy for you. And also, something I want to point out to you, students always fear that they'll be treated differently. The other day, students asked me, would they be discriminated against because you're Indian or whatever, right? That doesn't exist in Ireland, okay? It's a very welcoming country and laws and employment laws apply to everybody, okay? So it's the same employment rights. The minimum wage is €12.70 per hour, okay? And as a part-time student, you're entitled to that as a minimum. But as I said, most employers pay more because they need staff. Okay? So the €12.70, and again, I looked it up on some currency converter, 1,152 Indian rupees, okay, per hour. And like in the UK, you're allowed to work 20 hours a week during your studies, and on school holidays, you're allowed to work 40 hours per week, just like any other full-time employees. That amount of money, will that amount of money pay for your fees? No, it will not. Okay? But what it does do, it will contribute significantly to your expenses. Okay? Right. Now, where can you go wrong? Well, the big thing is, as I mentioned earlier, you have to do your research. If you don't do your research, you end up in the wrong country, in the wrong institution, on the wrong program, in the wrong accommodation. Yeah? So you have to watch out for that. Equally so, some students get homesick. Do you know before you go that you're going to get homesick? No, you don't. But the thing is, most universities that I know will not give you the money back once you paid it if you tell them you're homesick. Okay? I had a case before where a student's parent fell really ill. Yes, of course they got their money back. But of course your visa also expires at that time. Okay? Right? But generally, if you're just homesick, the institutions will not give you the money back, so you do have to do your research. Okay? So, just to summarize very briefly, because I know other learned colleagues wanted to talk. Okay? So there's lots and lots of opportunities for you to come, live, work and study in Ireland. Okay? The doors of Technological University Dublin are open to you. Please do contact me if you would like me to talk you through the application process or if you want further information on a particular program. Just to summarize again, as a part-time student, you can work 20 hours a week when you're studying, or 40 hours during school holidays. The minimum wage is over 1,100 Indian rupees, so it's very, very useful for you. Yeah? Okay? So again, I'd like to thank you for your attention, and hopefully we'll talk to you all very soon. Okay, thank you.
So now, I'd like to invite our principal again, Professor Dr. Praloy Ganguly, and our assistant registrar, Ms. Rupa Pal, and definitely to sign the MoU with Technological University Dublin, I'd like to welcome Professor Dr. Ralph Bartlett. Please come, sir.